Welcome back. You're watching us here on Bazaar Morning Call. It's a blockbuster opening that the Gift Nifty is indicating after what has been a blockbuster week as well. But let's drill it down to individual stocks. Our research team is standing by with the CNBC-TV18 list of top stocks for the day. That's our entire team. Let's start with the financials and a couple of others as well. Abhishek, you have Bank of India and India Grid on your radar.
Well, CNBC-TV18 news break has been confirmed. So, Bank of India has launched its QIP. The total size is about 4,500 crore, which comprises of 2,250 crore of base issue and upsize option of another 2,250 crore. So, the indicative price is around rupees 100.2 per share, which is at a discount of 5% to SEBI floor price and around 9% discount to the closing price of yesterday. Calculation shows that if BOI raises 4,500 crores successfully, Tier 1 ratio can increase by 119 basis points. Book value declines by 2.5%. Net worth increases by 8.2%, and that is on account of equity dilution, which could be around the 11% levels. So, Government of India stake can decline by 8% if they successfully raise this money. India Grid sources say that India Grid QIP has been launched. Total issue size is about 550 crore, of which 350 crore is the base issue and 200 crore is the upsize option. Indicative price is around 127 per share. The discount is very small, 2% to the SEBI floor price and 1.5% to NSE's closing price. The book running lead managers are Axis Cap, Ambit, HSBC and SBI Cap to this issue. Back to you.
Thanks a lot for that, Abhishek. Well, let's hop across to Vivek. He's here to tell us about Power Grid. Vivek?
Well, good morning. It's another interstate, power transmission project that the company has managed to be the successful bidder under. Now, remember, the bidding was done under the TBCB route, that is tariff-based competitive bidding. So, Power Grid emerged as the lowest bidder. This particular bid and this particular project is for a renewable energy park in Gujarat. So, some positive news flow coming for Power Grid, going with the green on this name.
Okay, all right. Vivek, thanks very much for that. That's Power Grid. Keep an eye. Stock did very well. I mean, actually, PSUs have been on fire for a while now. Sonal is now standing by with the list of stocks in focus. Sonal, morning.
Good morning, Prashant. I have 3 stocks on my radar. Let me start with Green Panel. One of their MDF manufacturing facility, it has been disrupted by cyclone that we are seeing in Chennai. Company is taking adequate steps to resume operations at the plant at the earliest is what they say. Himadri Specialty Chemicals, there's an interesting foray that the company has made. They will be setting up manufacturing facility for lithium-ion battery component manufacturing. The total capacity here will be 2 lakh tons per annum, which is targeted here. The project cost of 4,800 crore rupees in phases over next 5 to 6 years, and this will be funded by a mix of internal accruals and balance from debt as well. Oberoi Realty, now remember, company had entered into an agreement with NRB Bearings back in May 2023 to buy 2 land parcels from the company. Now, the said acquisition has been completed yesterday. They said they have paid the entire consideration of 196 crore rupees, and now the deed is in Oberoi Realty's name. So, this is an update which is positive for the company.
All right, Sonal, thanks a lot for that. So those are a bunch of stocks that we should watch out for. And then we had a lot of block deals take place yesterday. Vivek joins in with a roundup of that. Vivek.
Absolutely. Quite a few interesting blocks happened, in yesterday's trading session. First, we'll go with Sapphire Foods. What's actually happened is that the promoter entity, that is Aringia, based out of Mauritius, sold 4.2% stake in yesterday's block deal. Out of the total 7.99% stake that they held in the company, Government of Singapore picked up over 3% stake in the block deal yesterday. The other stock on the radar is Honasa Consumer. What's actually happened is that Fireside Ventures, like we told you earlier, sold almost 1.9% out of the total 7.57% stake that they held in the company. Norges Bank picked up close to 1% over there. Shriram Properties, it will be viewed as a significant overhang being lifted. TPG sold the entire 9.86% stake in yesterday's block deal. We alerted this as well to you yesterday. Which are the top buyers? HRTI Private Limited, Tara Emerging Asia Liquid Fund, as well as BNP Paribas Arbitrage Fund were among the top buyers in yesterday's block.
All right, Vivek, thanks a lot for that. For Honasa, it's interesting because on December 2, the lock-in on 3.8% equity was opened, and then we have around 1.9% which has been traded already. Let's see what happens to the remaining 50% out there. With that, it's a quick recap of all our top stocks that we are tracking. Stocks with positive news flow are Bank of India, India Grid Trust, Power Grid, Himadri Specialty Chemicals, Oberoi Realty, NRB Bearings and Shriram Properties, while stocks on the opposite side, the negative news flow, have Green Panel Nurseries, Sapphire Foods and Honasa Consumer.
Okay, well, those are all the top stocks. But Sudarshan's been reading through various brokerage notes. He joins us to tell us all those stocks that he's tracking today. Sudarshan?
In the Brokerage Corner today, we have first Adani Ports. Kotak Institutional Equities has a buy call and target is rupees 1,060 per share. It says market share gains have been significant in FY24 so far, and it has increased volume and EBITDA estimates by 4% and 6% respectively. Citi has also written on the stock. It has a buy rating and target is raised to 1,213 from 972 per share. It says company continues to execute well and grow its dominance, and despite strong business and healthy balance sheet, valuations remain suppressed. It says despite the rally, stock has an ample scope for valuations to re-rate. Next one is Asian Paints. Macquarie has an outperform call and target is rupees 3,800 per share. It says company is focusing on budget end to outgrow market, and it reiterates double-digit volume growth expectation for H2 FY24. UBS has also written on Asian Paints. It has a buy rating and target is raised to 3,900 from 3,800 per share. It says higher working capital and initial losses may limit new entrants' potential aggression. It expects company to mitigate risk on margin via premiumization and backward integration. Last one is two-wheelers. CLSA downgrades stocks as it believes these stocks are fairly valued, led by sharp rally. It downgrades Bajaj Auto to underperform and target is rupees 6,382 per share. It downgrades Eicher to underperform and target is rupees 4,129 per share. It downgrades Hero Motor to outperform from buy and target is rupees 4,127 per share. It maintains sell on TVS Motor and target is rupees 1,378 per share. CLSA expects margin in electric two-wheelers to remain challenging.
Except TVS. So thanks very much for that. Except TVS, I think even though it's a downgrade from CLSA, the price targets are all, in some cases, comfortably above where the current market prices are in the case of. So it's in a way kind of catching up with where prices have run up to, but at the same time moderating their view, which is coming, Mangala.
Well, for Asian Paints, you know, what's also benefiting them is the fact that crude is at a 5-month low. So that should do well for them. And we are in festive season quarter. The next quarter should look good for them as well. But for crude and all things commodities, we have Manisha Gupta joining in to give us a roundup. Manisha.
Thank you for that. Well, I'll start with crude itself, and at a 5-month lows, yes. And there are doubts on the OPEC cuts that they have put out in the meeting there. Also, there is an increase in production, not just from Libya, but a huge amount of inventory rise in U.S., production in U.S. at all-time highs also seems to be weighing on to the prices there. If you look at the last 1 week itself, we have seen the crude oil prices decline by nearly 6%. What is also not helping is the fact that the dollar index is firm. The Chinese demand is uneven, and we also have had the Moody's cut China's outlook to negative. This is exactly the reason that you have seen pressure come in for the metal prices also. So if you look at copper, that one is trading at a 1-week low. Zinc is trading at 1-month lows. Nickel has continued to underperform the sector, and today perhaps is the 13th day that we have seen the lead prices also continue to decline. It's not such a great move also in the precious metal prices, where gold and silver also have started Asia slightly on the negative.
All right, Manisha, thanks very much for that. We'll come back with more on commodities. We'll be joined by Deven Choksi after a quick commercial break. So we'll talk about specific stocks that he's got his eyes on. We also have the management of Stovecraft that they'll join us to discuss their business outlook during this festive period. Stay with us.